5,000, 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. Purple, the show you always love and enjoy on Afternoons Lalate, is staying as a state stimulus, local stimulus check show. In this recording, I'm going to go over how to get this rent stimulus, food stimulus, utility stimulus, and nonprofit stimulus in the next few days. Purple remains the state stimulus recording of this channel. Earlier before this recording, you saw the big update on the congressional second stimulus. But there's going to be a new recording on this channel called Third Stimulus. That's going to refer to the stimulus package coming from Joe Biden in January. It's not second stimulus, it's third stimulus, and it's going to come in just a few weeks. Join me for that video right after this, but in this one, get your pen and paper ready, because I'm going to go over states like Missouri to Mississippi, Montana to Ohio, Alaska to Alabama, and Arizona to Arkansas on how you get state stimulus checks, state stimulus rent, state utilities, and more. And you're going to get it right away. This is a great afternoon of Purple. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. I'm so glad you joined me on Purple, which is our afternoon show, certainly on state stimulus. It's staying state stimulus. But for the first time in this recording to this channel, I'm going to really take third stimulus, which is Biden's stimulus, and make it a separate show. Because there's so many questions about what am I getting in January. I'm making that the January stimulus. Third stimulus check and third stimulus package. Biden's stimulus is getting its own show. Believable, hopefully, right after this recording if I have time. Meantime, if you've not subscribed, please subscribe, because no one's making things clearer for you than I am. What I'm going to do over the next few days is I'm going to keep all your time slots of your favorite shows, Mornings Lalate, Afternoon Check, Evenings Lalate, Purple Power Live. All those shows will remain the same, but I'm going to slide in between the shows new shows that answer your questions. Like, what about rent? How do I get this rent aid on the second stimulus package? Do I get the EIDL grant on the second stimulus package? Do I get the remainder of $10,000 grant? Who gets a Social Security? Who gets the SSI stimulus check? When is that starting? Those all need a separate show for each recording. And so I'm going to make very simple recordings on just each single stimulus matter. So watch for the title that corresponds to the question you have, and you'll see a special how-to video on each of those subject matters. But right after this recording, you'll see a special recording of third stimulus check and third stimulus package. Meantime, so make sure you subscribe to this channel. Meantime, like this video. It really helps in the algorithm ranking. In this video, I'm going to go over state stimulus. That's the state stimulus rent, state stimulus utilities, and also nonprofit stimulus, which is coming from your city and states across the country. It's all really exciting. And ironically, the confusion that's going to manifest itself over the next few weeks is that some of the stimulus from the second stimulus package of today, the bill, is going to float into state stimulus. Yeah, I'll explain that in a second. I'm making it easy for easy, and let's get to it. Let's get to the breaking news. The breaking news is that state stimulus is taking a bigger form over the next few weeks. Why? Because of the second stimulus bill that's being passed, presumably by Congress this week. A lot of the money in there is going to be given to the states to give to you. And so the easiest way to refer to that is state stimulus. What's going on? The second stimulus bill has a provision in there, for example, that massive amounts of money are to be given to state and local to administer to you for rent. This is in addition to everything I talk about with rent stimulus. So people sit back and say, there's nothing being given to us from the state of Ohio. Kentucky doesn't give us anything. Missouri is just horrible. Well, get ready, because the states and counties and cities are getting this enormous amount of money from the second stimulus package this week. And then that money is going to come to you. Let me make it even clearer. We had always thought that the rent assistance under the second stimulus package would be a federal agency that you would apply right to it and would send to you. No. What they're going to do is they're going to give the money to the states, and then the states are going to give it to you. So it's much like what I've covered on Purple for weeks, Just there's going to be more states with more money and more cities and counties for money for you. So if you have looked before and gotten a no, get ready to see a yes. Why is this happening? Let me explain why. The stimulus bill that was released just hours ago is enormous. It's 5,000 pages. This is a summary of it. But in the rental assistance, it details that $25 billion of state stimulus is given to states in this bill. And the states will distribute it to you for things like rent, past due rent, future rent, as well as utilities and energy bills, and to prevent shutoffs. This is incredible. So let me now turn to the states. Currently, before this bill is being passed, states have established rent stimulus across the board. There is rent stimulus currently in the city of Atlanta, the city of Harrisburg, the city of Nashville, the city of New York. The entire state of New York went live with a rent stimulus just a few days ago. The county of Miami-Dade, the county of Broward or Orange or West Palm. Over in the West Coast, San Diego had it, but it's now shut down. And then there's counties across the country, like St. Louis County has it. But a lot of these are sporadic. So, for example, you hear me every night on Purple Power Live say there's rent stimulus in Missouri, in the state of Missouri for only St. Louis County, but generally not in other counties. That's going to change with this over the next few days. But for now, let me tell you where we are before this passes. There's that, rent stimulus. Additionally, you want to check with your city hall, your county hall, your state housing authority. And you want to get used to where they are and save the phone numbers. Why save the phone numbers? Because when this passes, everyone that says to you, no, we don't have anything, is suddenly going to say, yes, they have something. San Bernardino County here in Southern California has rent assistance, but Los Angeles County doesn't. Get ready, because LA County will have rent assistance, guaranteed. So who qualifies for it? Anyone that is of a certain income level or lower 2019. And generally that may be determined by your city or state or county. They may determine the eligibility. It may be 49,000 or less, but it's ultimately up to them. That's the first thing. Second, there are nonprofits that are paying rent for viewers of this channel. That has nothing to do with the second stimulus rent assistance. The nonprofits are funded by benefactors, and their benefactors will determine whether they'll continue to fund and whether there'll still be funds for you. The great news is that the nonprofits that are providing free rent stimulus to viewers of this channel have become repeats. What do I mean by repeat? I've been detailing them for about 2 weeks, and the people who got rent from these organizations got it again. Another viewer got it again from the same organization 2 weeks later. So as I go through each of these organizations and the states in which they got paid, I will say repeat if I've heard more than one viewer get it over several weeks separation of time. Texas, repeat, St. Mary Magdalene is paying rent. Kentucky, repeat, Community Ministries is paying rent for viewers of the channel. New Jersey, United Way viewers got paid for rent. In Ohio, repeat, viewers got paid by Community Action. In Massachusetts, viewers got paid from Interfaith Social Security Services. In Phoenix, viewers got paid rent from TCDC, repeat. In New Jersey, there's stimulus. In Alabama, from calling 211. In Delaware, from up to $10,000. And in Texas, big repeat from Catholic Charities, county after county across the state of Texas. In California, rent from Catholic Charities, big repeat. And then turning to Mississippi. Last night in Purple Power, I have in my note, Mercy House. I said it almost every single day for 2 weeks. Repeat, a viewer got money from Mercy House for Mississippi rent. Also, Home Saver, Mississippi. Also in Mississippi, Salvation Army for rent. And also in Mississippi, MSHDA, Eviction Diversion, paid rent for viewers of this channel. Also repeat. In Rhode Island, viewers got rent paid from Crossroads and also Rhode Island State Housing Authority, repeat. In Indiana, viewers got paid from IndianaHousingNow.org, big repeat. In Indiana, they got paid rent from calling 211. In Las Vegas, last night, we had a big repeat. Again, another viewer got paid from Clark County Services for rent. In Kentucky, got paid utilities from Community Action. In Pennsylvania, got paid rent by United Way. In New York, got paid rent from One Shot. Repeat. In Michigan, got paid from rent paid by Salvation Army. In Arizona, got paid rent from New Leaf. Repeat. In Nebraska, got paid rent from United Way. In Georgia, got paid rent from United Way. Got mortgage assistance from 877 Get Hope. Got rent paid from cityofdallas.com for City of Dallas. And then let's turn to some other states, all really exciting. Got paid rent in El Paso from Project Bravo, repeat. Texas from calling 211. Delaware from calling 211. Heating oil from calling Heat. Mortgage assistance from calling Chase. And more and more and more. It's all really exciting. And what's so exciting is the repeatness of this. Next, state stimulus. Minnesota delivered a big stimulus package last week. It omitted the state stimulus check. It was supposed to be $500. They took it out. Maine, $600 stimulus check. Colorado, $375. New Mexico, $1,200. Oregon, $500. North Carolina, $335. Houston, $1,200. Pennsylvania, pending. Also pending, New York, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Jersey, Virginia, and Delaware. Also, Jacksonville, $1,000 stimulus check. Orange, $1,200 twice. Nome, Alaska, also pending. Escambia County, Fort Worth, Texas, and Gadsden County. Austin, $2,000, and Orange just a few days ago at also $1,000. Some of these have restrictions to them. Some of them have been paid. Some of them are coming up. All really exciting, great news. As you see the consistent behavior here, is you see certain company name nonprofits being repeated. Well, here are the nonprofits that have paid rent to viewers of this channel in several counties and states across the country. Keep them in mind. United Way, Salvation Army, Catholic Charities, and St. Vincent de Paul. I'll say that again. Salvation Army, United Way, Catholic Charities, St. Vincent de Paul. You see now the ability to get rent stimulus, food stimulus, and utility stimulus is very easy. Utility stimulus is about as easy as anything that I'm covering in this video to get. Utility stimulus, you call up your utility company and says, hi, do you have assistance because of COVID? Sometimes you call up nonprofits. 3 nights ago on Purple Power Live in the city of St. Louis, or county of St. Louis, I had no less than 4 viewers in the chat room. And they all said they got utility assistance. Well, guess what? They all got utility assistance from different organizations all in the county of St. Louis. One was St. Anne's Church, one other one was another church, one was from a private organization, and one was from the utility company themselves. Utility assistance is very easy to get. It's very easy to get. And it's usually several $100s to several thousands of dollars. Rent assistance is the next easiest thing to get. And it's generally several thousands of dollars to even big amounts. I've gotten a lot of viewers $20,000, a lot of viewers $15,000, a lot of viewers $5,000. The way you get this rent is asking for rent assistance. Remember, if you've looked at your city or county or state and they say, we don't have it, we ran out, get ready and just save that number. Because as soon as the second stimulus package goes live, and it gets approved, it becomes a law, you're going to see this swarm in. What's important to understand is that when we're talking about state stimulus, it requires a hustle. It requires you to pick up the phone. It requires you to call. It requires you to go on to the Broward County website and look things. It is not automatic. There is nothing in this, with the exception of the state stimulus checks, which are never very robust and not universally across the board. These things like rent stimulus, utility stimulus requires you to apply, requires you to make a call. The other thing to remember about that is that they don't all have websites to apply. People in the technology era just assume everything has an app. You can go on and download it and put your name in and you're done. Or you go to a website, you type in your name and you're done. Things are not that easy. When it comes to the rent stimulus that's going to be announced under the second stimulus package bill and it gets routed to your state and local, understand this. There's not going to be one website. Because the money is going to go to every single state and every single U.S. territory. And every single state and U.S. territory is going to do it different. So if the question that I get a DM on today is, how do I get that rent stimulus that's under the second stimulus package for Michigan? It's not live. It's not a law. And guess what? It's up to your state and how they do it. I won't be able to track it for you. It requires a hustle. Understand whether you are eligible or not. It's generally going to be about $49,000 or less 2019 earnings. So what is not in, when we're talking about purple, what is not in this state stimulus, but is in the second stimulus? What is in the second stimulus, but not in state stimulus, is the eviction moratorium, The eviction moratorium again requires you to do paperwork. It requires you to download the CDC form. The eviction moratorium under the second stimulus package would give you an extension of the eviction moratorium under the CDC order created by President Donald Trump to January 31st. It's not an automatic eviction moratorium. It's not one of those things you sit back and say, I'm protected, I don't have to do anything. No, you actually have to pick up the eviction moratorium and fill it out and fill out the CDC paperwork. It's not a lot of work, but you gotta do it. So what is not included in this that's coming in third stimulus? Everything else. On the video after this, I'm going live. I'm going taped with a new series on this channel called Third Stimulus Check and Third Stimulus Package. It's Biden's stimulus. It's $2,400 of SSI and SSDI. It's all the hazard pay. It is the multiple stimulus checks. It's the things you've desired for your entire lifetime of this channel and have not seen, and you're finally going to see them. And they're going to be, and they're recording after this. So join me on a new show called Third Stimulus Check coming up right after this. And then follow me next, thereafter, with a live recording of Being a Mitch. As always, go to the Fresh channel, subscribe. No one's finding more to get you this money. I don't want you to miss anything by the minute. And I'm going to have a separate recording for every subject matter that breaks everything down very simple for you. And I don't want you to be left behind. Also, like this video. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and stay at Lalate for more.